Hi friends and welcome to the channel. My name is Ryan Abear and this is where I share my insights, and today I'm talking about don't just sit there, do something. Actually, I'll be suggesting that you just sit there and do nothing. Does anybody ever suggest this? Don't do a thing. Stick around and we'll talk about the benefits of doing nothing. Today, I've been reflecting on that statement that you've probably been told before. Don't just sit there, do something. And it makes me laugh because this is how I used to live. In a constant state of feeling as though something was incomplete, needed my attention all day. Think about that. Does what you think about need your attention all day? What you're doing needs your attention all day. Your utmost attention. However, most of us are paying attention to what we think. So what do you devote your attention to? Thinking about or being with the moment at hand? What's funny about thinking is that it is actually more sitting there and doing nothing. Don't just sit there and do something. Okay, so the mind kicks into gear. Bills, deadlines, this, gotta go to the grocery store, then the doctor's office, and then, gotta call back Susie, and blah, blah, blah. You're devoting your attention to all of the things you have to do. You're not even devoting yourself to thinking of all the things that you have to do. If you give that some thought. So the mind is sitting in a cesspool of activity. It goes round and round and round and round. And then you may have this lucid moment where you catch the wheel spinning. And then you try to stop it. Trying to stop it gives you something more to spin about. So not only is your mind doing something, it's now trying to stop doing something. And you got this sort of problem. Because the cause of your stirring has a new problem. How do you stop stirring it? So that's a new tangent. And you say, pull it together, pull it together. Oh, just pull it together. You just calm down, calm down. And then the mind says again, don't just sit there, do something. Oh, okay, yeah. Bills, tomorrow, yes, tomorrow. Oh, I gotta call Susie. Oh, wait, pull it together. You're just in a big mess. Calm down. And then the mind says, don't just sit there, do something. The mind has a way of insisting that you keep it going. It wants the running narrative because it thinks that that's going to help. That's doing something. Perpetual thinking is doing something. The question is that what you want to do? No, I don't think it's what you want to do. You want to stop interrupting real doing. Real doing is being with what you're doing now. That's real doing. See, the mind is pretending to do something. And I'll tell you what really does something are these beautiful hands of yours. The hands will do it. The feet will do it. And if those things don't do it, other people will do it. That's what's so beautiful. Other people will fight your battles. They will defend you. Other people will even feed you. Ramana Maharshi sat in front of the temple for the longest time and didn't move. People put food in his mouth. That's how doing nothing works. People put food in his mouth. He chewed it and swallowed it and sat there in heavenly bliss, really practicing the art of zero. Now, talk about trust. But if you get quiet enough, you realize that the mind is just a flitting, vibrating thing that seems to feel like that's activity. That's a frequency and superficiality that's just like a butterfly humming around. Not only does the mind try to scratch itself, it creates the itch. Not only does the mind try to feed itself, it creates the hunger. And so you're never fulfilled because the mind creates the questions and the answers. That is, until you start to really understand that the sensation of I, to most people, and probably you feel this way at some point, that the sensation of I is right here in a headachy, like when we try to concentrate, it's funny, we put our hands here and we devote our attention to this little space here. And the rest of the body kind of hangs from that point. And that's the way a vacant human might roam around. Like a tiny dot right there. And the rest of them is completely moving on its own, compulsively doing things. And we have no awareness of what we're doing with our hands. That they'll pick up a drink, pick up a phone and doom scroll, and it's robotic. Because the I is confined here. Me, I, ooh. And it's like this little coffin. And it feels like life caves in on you. And that little swirling mind. So the perception of life is dark, dim, pea-brained, small-minded, closed-minded. You see that? That's what real closed-mindedness is. little wheel. Well, the only reason why I know about all that is because that's how I used to be. Dead. The rest of my body was a dead, vacant thing. Shaquille O'Neal once talked about living in a big mega mansion by himself. And he lived in a little tiny room, and he had 15 bathrooms. Never went into the other parts of the house. Well, that's the way most people feel about their own bodies. They've never been to their toes. They've never been in their ankles or their shins or their calves. There are parts of their body they didn't even know moved. It's like a little balloon right back here that will awaken and will open and will inflate you, and you will begin to occupy, seriously, you will begin to occupy more of the body. And as you occupy more of the body, once you devote your attention, it's like, oh wow, my elbows move, my weight, you start to feel your core. I felt my core was fat. I felt something underneath the fat. It came alive, and I started burning the fat, which is interesting. I became more bodily aware of how much space, real estate, if you will, that I was not living in. And so the body started to respond because I started to live in it. And the mind was like, what are you doing? What about me? You gotta do something. No, I started becoming still, and I noticed that the activity of Ryan was right there. And I thought, oh wow, something's weird. There's more to me than that. And I realized that little space, that localized space, wasn't real. Like, can a scientist open your skull and find you? No. But this is a metaphysical thing, to sit still and try to at least devote your attention to breathing. And then devote your attention to the solar plexus, the abdomen, the lower body. And you will see all the tension. You will feel the tension, the pains and the aches, and how your body doesn't move because it doesn't know you. Then you begin to extend, fully occupy the body. And this is a form of micro omnipresence. Okay? Omnipresence. Close your eyes with me and feel your body go from the tip of the toe to the top of the head in a millisecond. Go all the way to the ends of the earth. And relax all the muscles in the body and feel the entire body. And as you practice what I call expansiveness, this is omnipresence, by the way. This is what it feels like to be in multiple locations. The body is a microcosm, the universe, 93 billion light years in diameter. That's you. You can occupy all that space if once you realize that you are fully in the body, The body will awaken, and this expansiveness will go beyond the body, and you'll realize there's no local I. There's no local mind. There's no you in the local sense. You've expanded beyond the sense of the pea brain that's dead. There's no in the body, by the way. And there's no out of the body. There is the universe. And you can fully occupy all 93 billion light years. Now, some of you are going to think, what kind of crazy bald-headed man is talking? What is this? And this expansiveness goes beyond the bag of skin that you think you own. And you become one with everything, and you become synonymous with everything. And you realize you've gotten out of the superficiality, which is here, into the depths of bigger, deeper waves. The whole universe is a wave, so the mind is shaking up and down, producing the image of multiplicity. Thought on, thought off, thought on, thought off. Where's this coming from? You. Into the depths of the soul, which also has an on-off kind of a duality as well. You can't shake this sense of otherness, friends. You'll still be able to talk to yourself. Your gut will still be able to communicate with you. There's no getting rid of the with. The observed and the observer are together. The universe is constructed. And the universe is constructing me, observed and observer, working together. So there's a co-creative thing I'm trying to get at here. But you just begin to trust the strangeness in you. And at large, the universe is being done. You were born. You didn't have any choice in it. You were birthed. You are being lived. Yes, it still feels spontaneous. Yes, it feels like control. Yes, it feels like free will. Good. But at a fundamental level, you're not doing anything. It is being done. And you are it, the source of it. With no control. Don't just sit there, do something, means you think you have control. Just sit there and do nothing relinquishes control. Frees you from that shit. Turns the mind in a perpetual off. So you don't devote your mind to compulsive thinking, but you devote your mind to what is being done now. Nothing. The ego doesn't like that. The mind doesn't like that. I've got to do something. All this doing is nothing but do-do. Oh, I know it feels like you're doing something. And at a very deep level, you are with your hands. But it is being done through you. And essentially without you. The sense of I back in here. So, don't just stand there or don't just sit there and do something. Just sit there. Do nothing. And sense that it's all being done. That's the good news. The mind is off. The body is occupied. And the attention is focused on now. Enjoy that. Peace. That equanimity. That source that you are. My name is Ryan Hebert. I hope that you enjoyed these insights today. And I appreciate you watching my videos and love the comments and the subscriptions. Check out my blog, mymorningmotivator.com. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.